Example, say in January you said I was going to lose. I will talk about health more, especially in my field.
Definitely.
Say in January we're going to lose 2 kilograms per se, and by June you are able to see that 2 kilograms you have lost. You're well shaped, you're confident in yourself. You're happy, right? It brings self-confidence, and as a result you're happy. But then we cannot still talk about productivity living out happiness, because productivity is like a motivation. It is the way we get to our goals, how we are able, what we put to be able to achieve our goals. Why happiness is that thing that keep us to enjoy the process. While you're pursuing the goal, happiness is in there to fuel the process for you to stay happy, stay motivated while striving on whatsoever you are striving on. And then in return, when you are able to obtain whatsoever you're working on, it still makes you happy in return.
All right. So, would you say productivity brings satisfaction? Because from studies, not everybody who is productive is happy. So would you say productivity brings not just happiness but satisfaction?
Yes, to an extent. I would say yes.
Maybe you can explain it so our viewers can get an overview of it better.
Okay, let's look at the other way round. Let's take the case of a company, right? Because productivity, as I said, you mostly think of maybe a workspace where people are working and expecting an outcome. Say you put in labor, because productivity has to do with what you're putting in and the outcome. Say you put in so much, and then at the end of the day you are not able. Will you be happy if you are the owner of that company that you're putting so much and not getting anything? Will it not bring some sort of sadness, some sort of discouragement, some sort of extra motivation for you to continue again? I think that is the case. So I personally feel like once you're productive, you're happy, and that productiveness makes you happy and you feel motivated to do more. In the other hand, if you're not productive, you will not really be happy about yourself. You'll feel discouraged at some point. But it does not mean that those who are not productive in life are generally sad, because I'm a Christian, and I will say that true happiness is from God. And even if you're productive or not, like I said earlier, productivity and happiness work hand in glove, in the sense that while you're in the process of producing something, you have to stay happy. You have to stay motivated until you see the result of that thing. If you just get discouraged because maybe it's taking long, it will not be good. So I'm trying to say that yes, it is true that productivity brings happiness
and satisfaction to it.
Your happiness should not be tied or to productivity. It means that if you do everything and it fails, you'll not be happy. You need to. That's why we are talking about hacks. That even if you're in the process of doing something, it fails, there are hacks that you put in place to still be happy.
To be able to be happy. Yes. Oh my God. There are hacks you have to put in place to be able to be happy. You mentioned the fact, you mentioned something about having long-term goals or maybe plans for the year. Every January, like now, this December period, everybody is already writing down what I want to do for the year, that we've not even entered 2026. They are putting them down, and by the time they are reaching, and I think this topic is timely, by the time they are reaching January, or they are reaching February, sorry, they don't put things together. They find those rules, those plans not even working, or not even producing fruit. So how can you balance productivity and work? Because there are people that work but they don't see result, because productivity is all about result. So how can you balance productivity and work, so that our people that they are planning to write long-term goals and plans, they will learn from it?
Okay, I get you. So like you said, I will use an example of myself.
All right.
I used to be that kind of person where every January, just like you said, even before January, December, I have my book. I've already written down a number of things that by this time I should be this, by this time. But I never set I'll just be okay. In 2026 that is coming, I want to get a new job. I'm not even asking myself what kind of job I want to get. By what time in 2026?
Now that's the life hack. That is it.
I should have that job. I've not asked myself how. I don't even care if I have a CV well arranged somewhere ready for application or not. I just want to get a job. And I don't think of the process, what it takes. How do I navigate myself to their competitors? That many people are applying for that job. How do I make myself to be chosen for that job? I don't think of that, but I want to get a job. So I used to write those things and keep, and then before you know it, the excitement dies down at the end of January. It dies down. January. It is only sometimes it's by January again that you take that same book and remember some of the things that you wrote. So away from one thing that helped me this 2025 to come out of that routine that I used to do and just live my goals, it's when I attended a conference in Yaoundé, the Lead Mission Conference. I learned practical steps on how to improve, to make goals happen. I'm being mentored by Dr. Madison. I joined a 1-year mentorship program that you write down your goals. You don't write down goals. When you write down your goals, time bounds. You should know when you want to accomplish them. Smart goals, like they say, they should be specific. They should be measurable, attainable. They should be goals that are realistic. And it should be time bound. By this time, if you just write anything and send to Dr. Madison without time, he tells you that that is a sentence. You are not ready to do that. And with that, it has helped me a lot. So let me not deviate away from the question. But you asked.
The particular example was really important.
Yes, still, it's within the context. So in order to balance productivity, I believe we are already getting into the hacks. In order to balance productivity and work, that is you being able to give in and get out, sometimes you need to sit down and ask yourself, are you actually giving in? Because sometimes we just go superficial. You are just all over the place, but you are not doing anything. You are not doing anything. You are all over the place and not striking the right thing that you're supposed to do. So as you said, as this year is starting, if you plan to do anything, when I talk about productivity, I talk even to a woman that is a housewife in the kitchen or selling pop-off or even pepper. Yes, we all have to be productive in what we do. Say you get up in the morning, you just get up and you don't have any plan for your day. You're going out, you get up in the morning before you start asking, what am I supposed to do today? That's already the beginning of failure. You are supposed to have, first of all, a routine or a to-do list for your day, for your year. As the year is starting, yes, I want to do this, I want to do that. Write it down, put a time bound. By June, by May, I should do this.
You should be able to do this.
I should be able to do this. And when you do that, you work toward it. You don't just write those things down and leave them suspended like that. You work toward achieving them. And you have a self-evaluation of your goals. Hey, I have an accountability partner, which is another hack. Have someone you are accountable to. When you write out those goals, share with someone whom you trust, whom you see as a mentor, someone who can mentor you, or someone who is a friend who has similar goals or similar aspirations like you. You could share every month, like what I did this 2025. 2025 has been one of the most productive year in my life.
Wow, that's
when Miss L called me for this, I was like, wow. This is something timely because it just gave me a reflection of who I was and what 2025 did to me. So I had an accountability partner. Every month, we write down our objectives for the month. And by the end of the month, or even at somewhere in the middle, I call her, you said you were to do this by this. Have you done it already? She will tell me if she's having some challenges. We'll try to discuss and see how we can target those challenges. And by the month end, we will have a meeting online to evaluate. I will bring out how those objectives that are right for the month. What have I done about it? Have I attended all the objectives? So that's another hack. Have someone who is accountable. Have someone who is accountable for you.
That can follow you up.
Someone that not necessarily follow you up as per you must do this. You have your you have your objective. I have mine. Maybe I want to create an organization, for example. That was one of my objectives in the beginning of January, which I finally did, and is running successfully. So I want to do that. Maybe you want to organize a show. Yes, I follow you up. You are not following me up to impose on me, but you are just reminding me this is a task you said to do. Have you done it? It brings that constant reminder, yes, and consciousness of what you've said to go. So far we've mentioned accountability, we've mentioned set time for whatsoever. In fact, don't be superficial about the things that you do. I think if you can do that, you'll be able to attain some of the goals, some of the goals, or some of the number of goals that you set at the beginning. There are so many other things to do here, but let's just, as we go ahead, we are going to bring other hacks.
So back to our question.
Yes.
The aspect of balancing productivity and work. I think maybe you could throw more light on it. How can you balance the fact that you're productive and you work at the same time? Because you mentioned a lot of things. Maybe you could just give us one tip on how to balance the two.
Okay. When you talk about, first of all, when you work is like a process of productivity.
Yeah, it's
an input, right? With productivity, you have input and output. So work is like the input you're giving in order to be productive. It is true that people, let me take an example. It is true that people do work a lot and they don't really see the results they want. Maybe how they started without planning, without actually sitting down or having a mentor to assess whatsoever they are setting in, to make sure that at the end of the day what they are putting in actually produce results.
Yeah.
So one of the recommendation I would recommend is, when you set to do something, whether it's a business, whether it's a job opportunity, or whether it's a company or whatsoever you want to start, before you start giving in what you're giving as work, it may be work, it may not necessarily be work that you're giving in, but it may be an investment that you're investing to get maybe outcome. So have someone assess that business, have a role model, have consultancy, get someone who has succeeded in that same thing that you're doing, and get to the person to be able to know the challenges that are in that field,
and
so
how
that
you can come out of it.
You ride on the person wins and not go into the same situation. I don't know if I've answered your question.
You've answered the question now.
Yeah.
All right, my people, remember this is Speak to the Counselor, and we are not personally, a lot of people get confused, and a lot of people ask me, are you a counselor? I'm not a counselor. I'm a journalist. I'm a TV host. This show is to bring counselor. She's a counselor, and she's struggling to handle problems and bring possible solutions. So our lines are open. You can send in your contributions to 6713288909. I take the number all over again, 6713288909. We are going to go on a short break. Prepare your question, because she is ready to dive into that question and give you those answers that you really want to hear. So let's go on a short break, and when we get back, we continue.
Thank you.
Speak to the Counselor with your girl, Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution. Speak to the Counselor with your girl, Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution.
PG Man will say, my country people, you're welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is Speak to the Counselor with your girl on Royal TV. And we are talking about life hacks for productivity and happiness. After now, you'll be productive. After now, you will be happy. You don't have a choice. You must be happy. And we still have our guest on set. So, we are asking our guest this question, and I have a worry. Is it possible for you to be productive and depressed?
Yes, it's possible.
Maybe you could give us a life experience, or maybe something you've seen, because there are people who are productive, especially in things they don't like to do. Because when you don't like to do something, you are not happy doing it. Especially with parents which maybe they choose career for their children. And though they are productive in that career, they are not happy in it, then depression turns to step in. So maybe you could explain for our audience to get.
All right, thank you so much. I'm privileged to know someone, Pastor Lonarika, Miss L. She's like a role model, and I've learned a lot from her. She's a purpose preacher. And I want to talk about, there's something they call purpose. I believe many people have heard about purpose. And one of the things that can make you to be productive and not happy is when you're not living purpose. Right? You're not doing that thing.
You're not doing the thing you want to, and
you feel like I'm supposed to do. Maybe you're working somewhere, yes, you are giving in your best, you're seeing results, but you're not contented within. So it is very possible for you to be productive and yet not happy, still feel depressed. And I want to take you a bit from that, right? The fact that you're productive in whatsoever you're doing doesn't mean that depression comes to everybody temporarily. Okay, it is possible that yes, you're succeeding in your business, but family-wise, you have some drawbacks that can sometimes temporarily set you into depression. Now, depression becomes a problem when it is permanent. It stays. That's when it becomes a problem. Depression, all of us at some point, even you at some point,
we're depressed.
Yes, you go into depression. So it is possible that if you are not living purpose, if you are not doing what you are called to do, you can be doing whatsoever. I can be a medical doctor. Meanwhile, according to purpose, I'm supposed to be a business, an entrepreneur or something. But while working as a medical doctor, I will not really feel satisfied because that's not my calling. That's not what I'm supposed to do. So it is possible. So it's very important. I know the next question is, people have always asked, how do I know my purpose? How do I find purpose? Well,
maybe we'll come back to that particular. That's another topic for for another day.
Yes.
But you said depression. Anybody can be depressed, and it's temporary. It becomes a problem when it's permanent. So in a case where you are consistently doing what you don't love, and depression steps into it, and you welcome it, because depression can easily stay when you accommodate it, when you welcome it and feel maybe less of yourself. So how can a person come out of depression even while being productive?
Okay. I think if you really at some point as an adult, we can multitask. There's something that they call multitasking. If I'm a medical doctor and at some point as an adult I've grown up, I'm no longer controlled by my parents, I still feel within me I'm supposed to be an entrepreneur. I can be a medical doctor and still be an entrepreneur. It is very possible, right? In that sense, you're doing a job for the purpose of a job, maybe for the purpose of income,
even your parents,
to satisfy them or to get income from your family. But then you're going for that entrepreneurship because it is your calling. Because once it's your calling, you do things at no cost. There's that inner satisfaction that you can give out to people. You can offer services to people and just feel satisfied without having anything in return. So that's a possibility. You can multitask. And secondly, why not swap? Why not go back to what
what you love to
you
do.
really love to do, and because I believe that when is what you really love to do, you will give in your best. Even when you're failing, you will give it until you see result. And away from that, even when people are productive in what they really have to do, they still feel at some point they can be depressed. And that brings us back to mental health. There are a lot of things that you can do to manage. I will not just talk about depression, but I'll talk about stress and depression, because all those things are combined.
Fall in one place.
They fall under the same mental health. So there are simple hacks that you can manage yourself. If you find yourself productive but yet still depressed, still happy, there are simple hacks that you can use to overcome depression. First of all, I will talk from my own perspective because that's what I do. Physical exercise.
Very important.
I go for physical exercise most of the time, not to lose weight that people are saying, but for my mind. There are these hormones that are released, endorphins. When you go out to exercise, I bet you, if you have a troubled night, get out in the morning, take a walk, connect with nature. You exercise does not mean go to the gym and sweat. I mean, take a marathon, just walk. That's exercise. It has a way of just changing you. It has
just
yes. When you talk to somebody,
to
if you are not been there, you will not understand. There are days I get up, my head is banking. I say, early in the morning, I have a routine. I just go and exercise, and before you get by, you have even forgotten. And maybe just while exercising, an idea has dropped into your mind, and you already see you are somewhere already handling the problem that you had before you left your house. And the next thing that I want to talk about is social connection. Okay, have people when you feel depressed, you can connect with them,
and call,
talk with them. Just sit somewhere that you can talk with people who really listen to you and laugh with you genuinely. In that state, you'll be able to manage depression. There are so many other ways, but let's end on these 2 points. Physical activity, social connection.
So what can one do to be happy and productive? Maybe you could give, since as we're talking about life hacks, it means my own definition for life hacks when I was doing my research, it means clever tips, clever moves. So how can we get clever moves to be productive and happy?
Okay, I'm going to separate the two.
All right.
Let's start with productivity. There's this Echennois matrix of productivity that prioritize tasks. Okay, like this morning I had this show to attend. Before you got to me, this time I was supposed to be cooking, but this show that you got to me, it was urgent and important. Why? Because if I do not come here, probably there will be nobody to cover up, and you'll be disappointed.
That's right.
Cooking, I can always reschedule. So that Echennois principle metric says that if it is urgent and important, do it now. Do it immediately. If it is urgent, if it is not urgent but important, reschedule to do it later. I had to come here now. I had to reschedule the cooking that I need to cook. Of course, if I go back at 5,
you can still
I can
cook.
Always cook. Now, if it is not urgent, if it is urgent but not important, someone else can handle it. And if that task is not urgent, not important, eliminate it from your list
completely.
Just take it off.
Let me just, since you're talking about important and all, I think you talked about to-do list, putting your to-do list every day. I think maybe you could throw more light in that to-do list, because there are a lot of people that you wake up in the morning, you don't know what you are doing for the day, and that's why you see somebody can call you 12 noon and tell you, please, I want you to help me to do something 10 minutes after 12, and you are rushing to do it. It brings down your should I say credibility. It brings down the way the person looks at you and even uphold you. Maybe you could come back to that to-do list and talk more about it.
Yes, it goes back to the to-do list, because once you are able to divide your activities according to that matrix, right, it gives you a scale of preference. The activities that are more important, you put them ahead and start doing. If you have already scheduled your day, If somebody does not get
nobody
to you
will not come and
like
just
2 days ahead of time or 24 hours, people will not intrude to your program.
Right.
And when you do like that, it becomes a routine that is sustainable. You don't need to adjust it. There are certain things that I see people see getting up in the morning and setting time to pray. Like if you have created a routine, you know that maybe for me by 5:30 I'm praying. That's what I'm not even negotiating. By 6 I'm going for sport. That one is something that I've set it over time that my in fact my body have just become used to it. So prioritize tasks. We talk about that matrix. Setting out things that are urgent and important and doing that immediately. We are talking about hacks for productivity. That's the first. Secondly, you need to apply the 2-minute principle. Say you're working in an office, or I'm in my office as a doctor. You're the secretary. You bring something that would take me less than a second, maybe just a stamp. Do it immediately. Just do it. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't accumulate little things. At the end of the day, it will clutter your brain and just, some things that you could just easily say no, yes, and let it go. You allow it to be turning around. You had a document to sign, something that you could just do immediately and let it go. And thirdly, in order to be productive, especially at your workplace, in your house, in your kitchen, keep your workplace clean. Let's take an example of me working in a hospital.
Yeah.
And I have files for people that are coming for consultation. I have files for people that were already admitted in the ward. Maybe I've done rounds. I've mixed the files that are just there. A patient comes in, the nurse sends a patient in. I'm unable to even find the patient's file because I've mixed everything. It distracts you and take you away from focus. So you need to keep your environment clean. There's something when I get home to my children, they know if they want to please me, they just make sure that they clean their house and keep everything clean. Imagine you getting home as a mother. We are cutting across all the field, not just walking. Yeah. And then you get home, your room is dirty, clothes are dirty, everything is everywhere. How do you even rest with a stressful day that you've had outside? And you're not able to rest properly? It brings you down. That little things that bring us down, it affects our productivity that we don't take into consideration. Our health. If you're not healthy, they say health is wealth. If you're not healthy, you cannot be productive. When we talk about health, it cuts across. I don't want to talk about physical exercise again because we've already mentioned it. But sleep. When you go to bed to rest, how do you rest? Do you even rest in such a way that you get up feeling strong and active, or you just get up tired? Some people eat late in the night. At 12 o'clock, you see somebody who is going for work the next day, carrying some kind of food and eating. How do you expect your brain to be really in a good state and functioning well?
Imagine that you've not eaten the whole day. How do you manage it? Maybe you tell our audience that part, because we have a lot of late night eaters.
Okay, so what I want to say is, before you're doing whatsoever you're doing, maybe you're working for somebody or for yourself, you need to be healthy yourself before you go working extra hours for somebody. Because at the end of the day, if you fall and die or something happens to you,
they replace you immediately.
It is your health, and they will replace you immediately. They may not even come to check on you at the hospital. So it is very important to take care of your health. Take it personal. It is, health is something that, in fact, it's more than word. I don't know. I lack words to really quantify people taking their health personally. Yeah. Don't wait to be told. These things are on social media. You know what to do. Some people don't even sleep, and then before you know it, you fall and die. When you fall and die, if it's your company, of course it will affect productivity.
That's right.
Yeah, so you need to be healthy. Another thing is, if you want to be productive in life, set smart goals. We have already talked about it.
Talked about smart goals.
Yes, set smart goals. And then try to another thing is, eat the frog first. They usually say that eat the frog first.
Okay.
Like, do the hard things first.
Okay, that's the eating of the frog first.
Yes. Do the hard things first. For example, the reason why we often procrastinate, I go. It's because you just have one task like that is a little bit hard, and you feel like, no,
let me just push it.
Yes, I'll
Send
do
it
this
aside.
one, and then I'll do that one after. So I think if you really want to be productive in life and boost your focus, try to do the hard things. When you've already put your matrix and you see that this thing is important, it is urgent, do it. Don't postpone it.
So is it important to be successful or productive? Because success is different from productivity. So would you say it's important for someone to be successful or being productive?
Can you talk about success away from productivity?
You get that question? Can you talk about success away from productivity? Okay, maybe you explain it for our audience to get more better.
I think for me personally, this from my own point of view, for you to see you're successful, it should be productive. Right? And I want us to delete the mentality of seeing productivity as just in a company, just in a business, just in a work. I can be productive. My personal life, maybe I decided to improve on my personal life. I set goals to read this number of books, watch this number of motivational videos on YouTube, and I've done it and I've gained the knowledge. That's success, and that's being productive, because there was something there was an input and there is an output. So to me, I cannot talk about success.
You cannot talk about success away from productivity. Wow, that's a whole lot, and I guess you've learned a lot right up to now. Our lines are still open. You can send in your contributions to 671-328909. I'll take it all over again. 671-328909. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we are going to go on a short break. When we get back, we have two very interesting parts of this program, and we'll get to the street to find out what people think about this topic. I beg on my phone.
The counselor with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution. Speak to the counselor with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution.
You're welcome back, my people. We are still on Speak to the Counselor with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko, and we are still on the topic life hacks for productivity and happiness. My people, as I said, there's this very, very important part of this slot of the program that you are going to enjoy, and that's the Vox Pop. We want to get to the streets to find out what people think about this topic. Let's go, guys.
You know, with the record.
Oh, Papa God.
I'll go by explanation, not simple definition by dictionary, because for understanding. Productivity has to do with delivering the expected outcome of an input. That is being able to do what was expected in the quality and the quantity. And happiness has to do with the expression of joy or satisfaction with respect to one's present situation, condition, or state. And the reason for someone being happy because they are productive goes with what I've explained already. Happiness is that expression of joy and satisfaction because one has been able to get their expectations met. Because productivity has to do with delivering results that meet expectation. So when results are obtained, you have no other expression than happiness. So they both go together. One is the result of another. And I am Reverend Bertram Genyu, from the Apostolic Overseer of Eternal Life Ministries.
My name is Elangwe Marcos Elangwe. I'm here to clarify the notion between productivity and happiness. Productivity is something that you are doing consistently without feeling for what you are doing. Productivity goes to the efficient. It can be small, it can be mighty, but insofar as it holds production. Happiness is a presence of peace, presence of good health, the state of mind that does not have any ability or fear or any other injustice in the society. On the second question, which is you are happy when you have good productivity, but you cannot be productive at the same time you feel happy. There are circumstances where you can be productive, but at the end of the day you're not happy because maybe it can be associated with results. Maybe your result does not reflect you. Maybe your potential that you are trying to put does not reflect your productivity, so you cannot be happy, which is the negative part of it. But the positive part of it is that you can be happy when the result that you are putting on is productive, is giving out the good or the best output of whatever you are doing. So you can be happy based on negative, I can be sad based on still negative. I can be happy with the productivity based on the negative and positive aspect of life, because they are all social aspects of our life that we are living on earth.
Okay, my name is Sakwe Norris, and I'm the programs coordinator of Global Action for Education and Rehabilitation Gary. So, if I can answer your question very well, you say what do I understand by the aspect of productivity? Productivity actually means you being innovative, productivity and happiness. So first of all, explain the way to read productivity actually means you being innovative, creative as well. Not just create sustainable innovation, whereby you're creating sustainable solutions to other persons, to another person. And if I can get to where that's why, am I being happy when being productive? Actually, yes, especially when creating innovative solutions to people that can help people, the planet, and make, let me just say, profit and the community as well. So in everything you have to do in the aspect of productivity, you have to be sustainable and impactful to the lives of others. Thank you very much.
You're welcome back. We've had suggestions and many more things in regards to productivity and happiness. So I guess it's going to throw us a little bit light and explanation on that topic.
If I listen to the street, from the street world, of course you cannot talk about productivity. You cannot separate productivity from happiness. Mm-hmm. They work hand in glove. Mm-hmm. Once you're productive, you're happy. Yeah. When you are able to maybe give an input, whether it's in the form of work, it's in the form of time, if in the form of resources, yeah, and you're able to have result, it brings happiness. So in general, we are saying that productivity brings happiness, but do not let your happiness be tied to just productivity. Learn how to be happy even when you're not productive.
I think in regards to this happiness and productivity, I don't think anybody can make you happy. You are the only person that can make yourself happy. Because even with husband and wife, they can do their best, but if the person in question does not want to be happy, it's in vain. So that particular aspect, and you please,
I want to take us out a little. When you listen to the street, they're mostly talking about work, like what you're putting in, you're creating a solution. What about our personal lives?
That's it.
What about family? What about social connection? What about other things that can make you sad
and can also make you happy too?
And can also make you happy. So we should not just base our source of happiness from maybe being productive from work, but at every point be happy. And the true source of happiness is when you're in Christ.
Okay, don't worry. Be happy. Let nothing shake you. Be happy. All right. We are getting contributions and our lines are still open. 671328909. 671328909. All right. This person is saying, Hello, I'm Batiga Dure from Douala. I think it's important to practice gratitude, improve social connection, focus on the little step that should take you where you want to be. Wow, thank you so much, Batinga Dure. He's talking about social connections,
Yes.
as you earlier on mentioned. Maybe you could throw a little bit light on that particular aspect.
Yeah, as we've already mentioned, how you connect with people. Social connection is you being able to go out there, maybe have a group of person. It could be family, it could be friends, that you connect with them. You talk with them, you laugh, you share ideas, and people who understand you truly, not the fake ones, because there are a lot of fake.
There are a lot of fake people.
Fake people out there. The people whom you truly feel connected. When you speak to them, you feel relief. When you talk to them, maybe after a stressful day, after a stressful week, you feel relief. Have gatherings, even in church, right? You can have groups that you go, you sing. That's part of social connection. Meetings, that's part of social connection. Maybe having a sport group where you have individuals who have maybe similar goals like you, that's social connection.
All right, another person.
She mentioned something, gratitude. I want to talk about gratitude.
All right.
Be happy with the little things.
With the little things you have.
I will still go back to this mentorship program that I joined this year. There's a wellness group, and this is what I was like the youngest in that group, and this is what the mothers in that group do. Every day when they come back from work, they write, I am grateful for this. I am grateful for my son has succeeded in this. I'm grateful. Find out those little things. Go through your day. Those little things that the positive things, and be happy about it, because when you confess happiness, it becomes part of you naturally.
Definitely.
Yes, saying that I'm happy for this, no matter how small it is. Show gratitude for the little things. Be happy with your little wins. That's another one.
You know, the reason why people feel like they don't see result from productivity even when it's not moving is because they are not happy of the little step.
Yes.
This person is talking about, Batinga Dure says, take note of those one steps that you're taking, those little steps that you're moving. Take note of it, and be satisfied with those little steps. Be happy with them. That's where happiness can come from.
Yes.
All right, another person is saying, this person is without a name, says life hacks, productivity and happiness is such a powerful one. For me, true productivity comes from mastering small daily habits, planning my day, limiting distractions, and focusing on what truly matters. Happiness follows naturally when we balance our goals with rest, gratitude. This person is talking about gratitude, meaningful connection. All right, this is Sama Yannick, writing from Cameroon, no town on it, and he's asking this question: what simple habit has improved your productivity the most?
Okay, thank you so much, Yannick, for that question. I think this is the first thing I was looking at when I got this topic about productivity. I reflected on myself, because you cannot go out there and start talking to people when you've not even.
Yeah.
Okay, in my room, I have a daily routine.
Okay.
From this time to this time, I'm praying. From this time to this time, I'm preparing my children to school. From this time to this time, I'm going for sport. From this time to this time, I'm going for work. And I make sure that I try my best, because there are emergencies that can take you out of your normal routine. A night before, when I go back home from this year conference that I attended, I learned about planning your day. You plan your day a day before.
That's it. That's what I wanted to get.
It works. So
yes.
It works. I have a small, you don't really need a book. You just use your phone. Tomorrow at this time, I'm going to do this. Especially if there are new things are out of your routine. Like basically, you get up in the morning, you go for work. That's a routine. It's a routine that you get up in the morning, you pray. For me, but then if you have other things, like I was called for this is something that is not part of my routine, right? I need to write it down. Just my phone has this part of note that you can actually just
notepad.
Yes, write note. Tomorrow at this time I'm going to do this. Write those things, and even use calendars, use alarms to remind you about those things, and you'll be able to do it. To me, and the next thing is the accountability partner that I talk about. I said that girl will call me, Marodine, you said you were going to do this. Have you done it? You said you were going to create an account for this organization. Have you done it? All those things. And before you know it, and we don't appreciate, we even make it in such a way that we reward ourselves when we meet our monthly objectives. We kind of maybe just buy something for yourself. Yes, go out. Not go out because we're not in the same town.
Okay.
The money is from your pocket, but you just decide to buy a dress just to thank yourself, appreciate yourself, because you're happy that you've been able to accomplish your tasks for this month. I think for me, those are the simple hacks that have helped me for this year. And in addition to that, I have people whom my connections, my friends. I have people who are hungry for growth. Somebody like Miss L cannot be around her and be lazy. You cannot know her and just be a redundant kind of person. You must grow. So your associations still matter. The people you listen to, your role models, they help you to grow. You sleep in the night, you say, I want to be like this person, I want to grow. Not that you kill yourself, it's a gradual process. Make sure that at every point you're moving. Even if it's a baby step that you're taking, make sure that you're not on the same spot. Even if you go ahead and fall, make sure that you rise up and move.
You're moving. And I love what there's one thing you've said that's making me happy. Appreciate yourself. Like be how can I put it? Take yourself, if you can take yourself out on a treat. You know, a lot of people want to be productive and successful, turn out to forget themselves.
Yes.
You just leave yourself anyhow, even to do your hair. Sister, do your hair, be nice. Let's come back to the question. All right, this same person is asking another question. How do you maintain happiness on stressful days? Looking forward to learning from everyone today. How do you maintain happiness on stressful days?
My first hack on a stressful day. Number one, acknowledge that you're stressed. Do you even know when you're stressed? The problem we have, especially in our community now, is everybody just think that stress is normal. It's a normal thing to be stressful. But you don't know that when stress becomes persistent, it can affect your health, hypertension and other things will set in. It is okay to go through temporary stress, temporary depression, everything temporary. Those things as a human being, you must go through. But then acknowledge, stop, and realize that at this point I'm stressed out.
I'm stressed.
Do you know the first thing that you do? Just breathe in and out. That one, it does a lot. Until you make it a commit, you're committed to doing it. You just hear like I feel it breathe. Then something happens.
You breathe in and out.
Until you do it. When it's bad, I look for a space. I know that this time, so I distress, and then I take 10 deep breaths, long breath. You pull in and out. There is a way of it changing your thinking. It may not eliminate your source of stress completely, but it kind of refocus your thought. It kind of redirects your thought and puts you back. Just practice that deep breath. 10 deep breath. I deal with patients that go through a lot of stress, and that's one of my first. That is the immediate thing that you can do. People think it's so simple and not until you do it.
It's not simple. You know, somebody had suggested that for me one time when stress was hitting me down so hard, and it really worked. By the time you're reaching the feet part of taking in and out, you feel the way even your nerves are relieved. So this person who is asking the question, make sure you practice.
And when you're taking it in and out, disconnect yourself from the environment. Just be you. Look at yourself, your inner you, just you. Even in your office, disconnect yourself. Just look at yourself. Be yourself at that time and disconnect yourself from anything and breathe. You'll feel better immediately. That's an immediate hack to manage stress.
Wow. This person is without a name. He or she says, live a life of purpose. The real secret to productivity and happiness is purpose. When you know why you are doing something, you find strength, joy, and consistency. Surround yourself with positive people. I guess I said it already. Your environment affects your mindset. Stay around people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. Organization matters too. Clutter creates confusion. A clean environment and a clean plan makes you faster, calmer, and more productive. Wow, this is long, eh? Thank you. I don't know who sent this, but thank you. This person is also saying, take rest seriously. Happiness and productivity increase when the mind and body are well rested. Short breath, healthy sleep, and moments of silence prevent burnout. Prioritize the things that truly matters. That's true. Not everything deserves your time. Thank you, my sister. I guess we'll really talk on this thing. You cannot be everywhere. This person calls you, you are here. This one calls you, you are here. Not everything truly matters or truly deserves your time. Choose tasks that aligns with your purpose, goals, values, productivity. Grow when distractions reduce. Possible questions. Now this goes to our guest. What simple practice helps build discipline and consistency? I'll take it again. What simple practice helps build discipline and consistency?
Okay, I think we are going back again to those simple practices. First, I talk about to-do lists. We're talking about simple, realistic things, not things in the book. To-do lists, set routines, have routines, have things that if they were to call a child in your house and ask that, what can your mother be doing at this time? The child will be able to say, at this time, my mother is praying. At this time, my mother is doing this. If you're able to set a to-do list, and a to-do list will help you to develop a routine and let it be sustainable. If you're able to do that, I think it will create that aspect of discipline.
I think we've answered this person's question, so we move to the second one. How do you maintain a healthy relationship with social media, considering the fact that social media sometimes is a source of distraction?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I had to, one of the life hacks that I wanted to talk about on productivity was technology, right? Technology has come to help us. If anybody is in this 21st century who is not maximizing on technology, then the person is missing out, especially on AI.
Yeah.
AI is a talk of the day. And I like AI because AI is helping us a lot to just do tasks with lesser input, with greater result. You see greater result with little input, little effort. And with the aspect of when we talk about technology, social medias and all other apps of distractions are there.
Yeah.
As much as you are there to maybe scroll on your social media and watch people, some people are making money while you're scrolling. So my advice is, if you are on social media, make sure that even if at some point you scroll, make sure that you're doing something, make sure you're selling something, make sure you're actually using the platform to your benefit. Don't just be there. You have a TikTok account, you have a WhatsApp account, you are not even maybe putting anything on sale, you are not maybe educating, you are not doing nothing, you're just there. They're adding you from one group to the other. It shouldn't be the case. Make it a habit. Have time off social media. You can switch your phone off. because some people are, so there's this thing that is
addicted
social
to their
media
phones
addiction,
and
such that
social media.
And that thing almost happened to me. It took me a personal, like I took it personal after I attended the conference, because they talk about all these things, and I took it personal. Like, I cannot be with my phone such that maybe my battery goes off and it spoils my day. I feel like no other thing can
work for the day
without my phone. So you have to develop a way to sometimes separate yourself from your phone and still be happy, because people are so glued to the phone. You see somebody sleeping and he has manipulated the phone until just
on the chest,
and the hand is just on the phone. Immediately as you get up in the morning, first thing the phone. And learn how to switch off your data. Switch it off when you want to sleep. Of course, if you even want to maintain social sleep hygiene, one of the aspects of sleep hygiene is to switch off your data phone,
or even switch off your phone.
I will advise the person asking how, if social media is becoming a distraction, it is for you to implement a form of discipline. Have time instead.
Rules.
Yes, rules on. From this time to this time, I can go on social media. I'm answering mails. I'm replying to WhatsApp calls. I'm replying to calls. You should not be with your phone on. So set time apart for social media. Even if you're selling or you're not selling anything on social media, which I advise everybody should have something that he or she is selling out on social media. Maybe an information. But then, even if you're not doing it, your day should not be left on social media. You should, maybe when you're back from work, you've bathed, you've eaten, you're relaxing, you can just go on social media. But it should not be that throughout your day you are there scrolling. The addiction is more than that of alcohol, because as you scroll, you see
you keep scrolling.
And it takes a personal decision to because everybody goes through that. It is very easy for me to start scrolling, and before you know it, an hour has passed and I'm still on it. It happens to everybody. But it takes a personal decision for you to tell yourself that no, I'm dedicating this time. This is the time that I can go online and actually do something on social media. From this time to this time, if you set your routine, you will not have that time. If you set your routine and you're following it, you will not have that time to live your daily schedule, the things that you schedule for your day, and be on social media doing nothing.
All right. Oh, this is a whole lot. If you've not learned anything up till now, my people, I'm sorry for some of the questions and the contributions we could not read because we are already against time. Concerning this particular topic, let me leave you with a question. Can you stay there without your phone? If yes, you are doing good for yourself. If no, there's a question mark to it, because your phone should not ride on you. You should be able to put things and set things the way they have to be. Ladies and gentlemen, my people, we are going to go on a short break. When we get back, we will dive down into our ballot box and we unveil what is in there.
Speak to the counselor.
So this part, you just
your
pick
girl,
a question.
Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution.
Oh, this my people, thank you for staying glued to your screen and for watching this program right up to now. I love you. I love you guys so much. So right now we want to get into another part. If you're just tuning in, this is Speak to the Counselor with your girl Lima Truth, and we are talking about life hacks for productivity and happiness. And right now we want to get right deep down into our ballot box. Now these questions here, I can say I'm not the only one who sets the questions. Okay. If possible, I'm not even the one who sets the questions. Okay. They might be personal and they might be out of maybe what you think. Okay. So you just pick us one question, you open it, you read it for our audience, then you answer it for us, then you give us your final message. Thank you. So this is it. Let me help you.
Thank you.
Please, if it's not too difficult, you smile for us. Okay, it's not too difficult.
Okay, what is your favorite school experience?
Yeah, so that's what our ballot box has said. So maybe you can answer it for us.
Okay. My experience, my favorite school experience, something I remembered is actually favorite, but it was a bad scenario.
Okay.
Yeah. So, while I was in my fourth year in medical school, that's when I had my child, and I went to school. I'd already had a lot of pimples on my face, and we're writing exams. So when I got in for my session, I don't know, because of the pregnancy, my jacket was open, so my pregnancy was not noticed by that time. But a teacher asked me, the person who was evaluating me asked me if I was pregnant. That was the first question that they asked me during the exam, and that was the first person asking me if I'm pregnant. Even my classmate have not asked. So because of that question, it just turned everything for me for the exam, to the extent that they asked me even 1+1 I could not answer.
Okay.
So even though it was a bad experience, but I always remember the questions that they asked me on that day, and I did not answer because they have just asked me that, "Are you pregnant?" And it was a tough one.
It was
for
a
me.
bomb to
Yeah.
you. All right. So maybe you could give your final message to our audience that are watching you from all over.
Thank you, daily viewers of Royal TV. It has been a wonderful experience. I've not just contributed to the topic, but I've also learned a lot from those who were contributing to us online, those who were sending messages online. I've learned a lot. People have sent a number of messages, and I've also gained from it. Thank you so much. To run off with this topic, we've given a number of hacks, especially you dividing your tasks into what is important and urgent, do it now, and prioritizing your tasks. So pick out a single hack from all these things that we've given. My personal hacks, I talk about my morning routines, my daily routines, my to-do list, and an accountability partner. So you could also be somewhere struggling to develop. Just pick one and work on it till the end of next year, and you see how your life will be much better. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. It was it was a huge pleasure being with you here. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, my people. If there's nothing you've gotten after now, you will know that you have to be productive and you have to be happy. If you are not happy after now, we'll have to carry you back to your village for cleansing, because a lot has been given on this program. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been a roll and a good ride with you right from the beginning of this program right up to now. We were talking about life hacks for productivity and happiness, and this is Royal TV. Don't change that channel. Stay glued to it for more informative, educative, and entertaining programs. I've been your host, Lima Truth Mojoko. See you in the next episode or next week.
Innovating in the audiovisual